Is it here?
Say congratulations, Mom.
Congratulations.
Go give Mama a big hug.
Look how cool. Face me. No, hold it like this. I got my diploma and I'm opening it.
Congratulations, you've earned this.
You ready?
Daddy get in the mail?
Look at the pluses. What do you think?
It looks so good, Mom.
Looks good?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations!
It is my great pleasure to welcome all of the families, the friends, the administrators, the incredible faculty, and most of all, you, our graduates. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are excited to celebrate with you today.
We will come out of this stronger than when we went in. We've learned so much. We've grown so much. We're still, at the end, focused primarily on students, and everything else is secondary.
Hi, I'm Sean.
And I'm Joanne.
And we're SNHU graduates. I chose SNHU to get a bachelor's and a master's.
I chose SNHU so I could continue my athletic career.
I just received my degree from SNHU.
SNHU was really supportive of my disability and allowed me to stay engaged in my classes while still attending doctor's appointments.
I am Michelle Barnhart and I'm a SNU graduate. As a student, SNHU made me feel like I belonged because they were always there for me whenever I needed them.
Everyone's path is different, but the destination and the dream are the same. To hold that degree and say to the world, I'm a college graduate. I did it.
At Southern New Hampshire University, you aren't just a student. You're the author of your own story. You don't just dream, you do. Where others see challenges, you see opportunities. You persevere in spite of everything life throws at you. When things get hard, you dig deep and find a way to push through. And after tackling late nights and rallying for early mornings, your hard work has finally paid off. And today, we are proud to call you graduates.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jennifer Bachelor, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the first ever Southern New Hampshire University virtual commencement. We are thrilled to be celebrating our graduates with their families, friends, as well as our faculty and staff who are watching from all over the world today. We are so proud of all you've accomplished and are very much looking forward to the opportunity to recognize your academic achievements in person as soon as we can. I would like to now ask everyone, if you are able, to please rise for the singing of our national anthem, sung by Jessica Caldwell, a Director of Academic Advising here at SNHU.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jessica. Welcome everyone to this year's commencement ceremonies. We're broadcasting this ceremony live, though many of you may be watching it later, depending on where you are. We have students from around the globe. Time zones may dictate that you watch this with your family at another time. And you might be sitting wherever you are, thinking, well, this isn't the commencement ceremony we planned on. We've thought that more than once. And you wouldn't be wrong. But I want to recall a conversation I had with Lori Santos from earlier this year. Lori is an amazing faculty member at Yale, and we had a conversation. You'll hear from her later today as our commencement speaker. And we had a conversation earlier this year in which I was asking her about the impact of the pandemic on our students and the toll it was taking. And she said, yeah, it's been tough, but these students may be the most close-knit class that we'll ever produce. That years from now, decades from now, when they meet each other, they will have this bond. They will be the ones who studied and completed and graduated during a pandemic, something that none of us has ever experienced before, and I hope we won't ever again. And she also reminded me that this is a year in which, despite all the suffering, and it was considerable, life also flourished. People fell in love, people proposed, were married, babies were born. Businesses closed, but a lot of businesses started in the midst of this. And people throughout showed amazing kindness and compassion. And against that backdrop, college degrees were completed as well. You finished. And you did so showing resilience and courage and sacrifice, and many with a burden that was much more than could be expected of you. There are frontline workers in this graduating class. There are public health workers in this graduating class, public safety people, medical professionals. You did all that our society asked of you and more, and you also completed your college degree. We stand in awe. So we celebrate today in this virtual way because that's what public health dictates. And we've made a promise to you that as soon as we can safely do so, we'll have a physical commencement ceremony. And I would love to greet you on stage, see you in the audience. But take pride in this accomplishment. Take more pride in this accomplishment, not less. We will brag about you more in the years to come, not less. We will remember you more vividly, not less. You are an amazing class. And don't let distance and virtual space diminish the virtues of this accomplishment. Commencements are important, really important. They are the parade through the city streets when the team has won the championship. But no one confuses the parade for the game. Parades are not the championships. You won that game in the long hours of being a student and writing papers, completing exams. And when you finished your last class, I know you remember that day, the last assignment was handed in and earned your degree, and in that moment you won the championship. You come into this day the champions of your own story and of our hearts, and we are incredibly proud. Let the ceremonies begin. It's my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Dr. Lori Santos of Yale University. Lori has received a Doctorate of Humane Letters for her contributions to the social sciences, and more importantly, for her guidance, which has taken on national prominence for how to lead a healthier and happier life. Lori is an incredibly influential figure who's taught us about resiliency, positive psychology, and in a way that doesn't neglect the genuine challenges and suffering in the world, but instead talks about how we build a meaningful and happy life despite, and in some cases, because of what we've been through. Lori is perhaps the most apt speaker we could have for this incredible year that we've just been through together. I'm happy to introduce Dr. Lori Santos.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone watching this 2021 Southern New Hampshire University Commencement Address. To President LeBlanc and all the members of the faculty and staff, to all the honored guests, to the family and friends of everyone at Southern New Hampshire University, and last but definitely not least, to all the graduates here with me today, the Spring 2020, Fall 2020, and Spring 2021 classes. Thank you so much for having me here today. I can't tell you what an honor it is to speak to your commencement class in particular. Simply put, your class is amazing. I'm looking out over this video screen at 45,000 graduates, on-campus and off-campus learners, scholars from all 50 states and more than 50 countries, people from all walks of life who share this love of learning and have come to Southern New Hampshire University to become scholars. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you for all your accomplishments, big and small, that you've had over the last few years. But I also want to congratulate you on the fact that you've managed to achieve all these accomplishments in one of the most challenging times our country and our world has ever seen. I'm sure that when you signed up to go to college, you didn't think you'd be getting your degree in the middle of a global pandemic. In the last 15 months, all our lives have changed in ways that nobody could have imagined. But in spite of all of those challenges, you're all sitting here today proudly watching this virtual commencement address. You're ready to head off into this new, nearly post-pandemic world with your degree. And that is incredible. You all rock, and you should be really, really proud of yourself. And so when I started thinking about the kinds of things I could say during this virtual commencement address, I wanted to address all the uncertainty and all the difficulty that we've all been facing. But to be totally frank, being a virtual commencement speaker in 2021 is kind of hard, because the usual task of a commencement speaker is to give you some wise and very sure of itself advice, something that you can use for the future. But right now, we're celebrating all of your achievements at a time when the future seems more uncertain than ever. I mean, I am a scientist and a happiness expert, but this is still my first global pandemic. I'm not sure what the next few months or even the next few years hold. And so when I thought what I could tell you during this kind of challenging, strange, uncertain time, I wanted to go back to something that I know will work, something that science tells me is advice that I can be sure of. And so I want to give you a strategy that is known by science to improve not just your physical health, but also your happiness. And that strategy is that I want you to take some time to experience gratitude, the simple act of counting your blessings. Now, feeling grateful right now in such a challenging time can be difficult. It's also a little countercultural. These days, we're more likely to count our hassles than our blessings. But research shows that gratitude can help, especially during difficult times. Grateful people are not only happier, but healthier. They sleep better, and they have stronger immune function. Gratitude can reduce depression and anxiety, and it also can make you more productive. No matter what job you are off to right now, gratitude can make you perform a little bit better. It can also help you with the big things in life, like saving for retirement and eating more healthily. You're less likely to procrastinate if you're feeling grateful, and it's a kind of strategy that can benefit you a lot in the future. And so, in the few minutes I have with you, I wanted to try it. I want you to experience some gratitude. So, bear with me wherever you are. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a minute to just recognize how lucky you are. How lucky you are to come to a place like Southern New Hampshire University. Think about how lucky you feel and how grateful you are. But even more than that, I want you to take a moment to experience gratitude for all the people who've helped you along the way. Because the fact is, none of you've made this journey on your own. This big accomplishment that you're all experiencing right now, it is something that you share with a huge village. Now, I think soon all of you are going to get your diplomas, and when it arrives, you're going to open it up and look at your name there, in big bold letters. But I want you to remember all the names that are also there in invisible ink, the many, many, many other names that have helped you with this accomplishment. And I want you to remember that they're not written on there in an obvious way, but they are there in invisible ink. On your diploma in invisible ink is going to be the name of your mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunties and uncles, cousins, family, friends, grandparents, step-parents, everyone who's been there for you. On that name in invisible ink is going to be countless numbers of friends who've been there for you when you needed them, who've given you advice, who've talked you through the tough times. On there in invisible ink are probably your high school teachers, mentors, coaches, everyone who's been by your side through the long history of learning that you've had. And on that diploma in invisible ink are also going to be generations of people before you who've worked incredibly hard so that one day you could call yourself a college graduate. Now I want you to take a moment to notice how you feel, thinking about how lucky you are, all those names of people who've helped you along the way. That warmth in your chest, maybe some of those almost happy tears you might be shedding right now, that is a genuine feeling of gratitude and connection. It's a feeling that this world has your back. And that's what gratitude can do. It's a performance enhancing drug, and one that's likely to give you lots more happy feelings in the time to come. Class of 2021, I hope you will take this scientific tip to heart. I speak for everyone else who's watching this when I say that so many of your teachers and family members and friends are incredibly proud of you and incredibly grateful that you've now graduated. Congratulations on all your accomplishments. And here's to deeply and intentionally appreciating all that life brings you from here on out. Congratulations, and thank you for having me as your virtual commencement speaker.
President LeBlanc, distinguished guests, faculty, staff and administration, families and friends, it is my honor to present the students who represent the graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's liberal arts programs. The Liberal Arts Department at Southern New Hampshire University's global campus embraces both passion and practicality within our many diverse undergraduate and graduate programs, such as communication, creative writing, digital photography, English, graphic design, history, liberal arts, and general studies. Our mission is to guide our students' exploration of the human experience to enrich their journeys as dynamic global citizens. In doing this, we foster the development of practical skills, leading to success in their chosen professional paths. We cultivate a passionate community that practices respect, collaboration, creativity, leadership, and communication. Regardless of discipline area, a liberal arts education challenges students to expand their minds while encouraging empathy and self-reflection. It promotes objective examination of new ideas and thoughts, and helps incite creativity and the development of critical problem-solving skills. Liberal arts students sharpen their communication skills for different audiences in a variety of contexts and formats. They learn to question assumptions in the search for truth. Emboldened by their liberal arts education, our students have a meaningful impact on their local and global communities, actively imagining and working to bring about a better future. The students honored here today come from many different walks of life and have made many sacrifices to get here. These students know that the key to changing their lives and the lives of their families is education. The majority of our students are working adults with families and jobs. They've studied on nights and weekends while juggling many responsibilities in order to obtain their degree. They endured a pandemic and served as anchors for their families while pursuing their dreams. I'm sure many had doubts about if they would make it here today to this celebration. Through their hard work and dedication, and through the support from their families, friends, and the staff and administration here at Southern New Hampshire University, these students exemplify the best characteristics of perseverance and grit. Let me take a moment to thank the many faculty, deans, advisors, and staff who have contributed to the success of these learners. Your work will have lifelong impact on these lives of these graduates. Thank you. To the students graduating with the program from the liberal arts program areas, we thank you and we congratulate each and every one of you on your success.
At every graduation ceremony, there's one last piece that makes it official. And it's a bit of legal language that I'm required to read. I didn't read it one year when I started at SNHU, so there may be a whole class of people who think they graduated and they may not have, but don't tell them. But you will be taken care of. So here we go. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer the degrees of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Philosophy, International Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, and Master of Science. The Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Applied Science, and Bachelor of Science. Associate in Arts and Associate in Science, with all rights, honors, privileges thereto. Congratulations.
Jacintha Bassiano, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Stacy Abernathy, Bachelor of Arts. Margarita Acevedo, Bachelor of Arts. Gabriela Acevedo Herrera, Bachelor of Arts. Melissa Aki Rivera, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Andrew Adair, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ashlyn Adams, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Adams, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Tiffany Adams, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Tracy Adams, Bachelor of Arts. Ababat Adeyemi, Bachelor of Arts. Liana Aguiar, Bachelor of Arts. Luke Ahern, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Denise Ainer, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Douglas Albers, Bachelor of Arts. Lorian Albertson, Bachelor of Arts. William Alexander, Bachelor of Arts. Madeline Alford, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Sean Ollie, Bachelor of Arts. Jonathan Allen, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Nadalj Allen, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Whitney Altop, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Amanda Alvarado, Bachelor of Arts. Sarah Amarine, Bachelor of Arts. Elwam Andamariam, Bachelor of Arts. Dustin Anderson, Bachelor of Arts. Jared Anderson, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Joseph Anderson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Carla Anderson, Bachelor of Arts. Wes Anderson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. William Anderson, Bachelor of Arts. Aaron Andrews, Bachelor of Arts. Melissa Andrala Wicks, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Angel, Bachelor of Arts. Alexandra Angulo, Bachelor of Arts. Mark Anton, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Amanda Arais, Bachelor of Arts. Sergio Arana, Bachelor of Arts. Jessica Arancibia, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Mariella Aranda, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Crystal Archambault, Bachelor of Arts. Amy Arcuri, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Peyton Ardrey, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Laura Armstrong, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Robert Armstrong, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Sarita Armstrong, Bachelor of Arts. Natalie Arndt, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Suleen Arnold, Bachelor of Arts. Stephen Arsenault, Bachelor of Arts. Christopher Acero, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Dylan Ashby, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Karen Atchison, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Janice Aphil, Bachelor of Arts. Donald Atkinson, Bachelor of Arts. Dean Auger, Bachelor of Arts. Alec Honor, Bachelor of Arts. Angela Austin, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Leah Austin, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Jasmine Avi, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Yomera Avila, Bachelor of Arts. Jennifer D'Angelo, Bachelor of Arts. Holly Azevedo, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Loretta Babb, Bachelor of Arts. Marcia Babington, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Delka Babiak, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Dawn Bach, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Miriam Bathru, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Brandon Bailey, Bachelor of Arts. Mark Bailey, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Onelia Bailey, Bachelor of Arts. Savannah Bailey, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Brett Baker, Bachelor of Arts. Whitney Baker, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Marcelo Balboa, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Rebecca Ballantyne, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jordan Ballard, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Shakia Bankhead, Bachelor of Arts. Jada Banks, Bachelor of Arts. Akash Bansal, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Rajesh Bareli, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Megan Barella, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Alyssa Barnicut, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Clarine Yvonne Barnes, Bachelor of Arts. Kenneth Barnes, Bachelor of Arts. Lauren Barnes, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Brooklyn Barnett, Bachelor of Arts. Janice Leslie B., Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Michael Barnett, Bachelor of Arts. Jay Barrera, Bachelor of Arts. Carly Barreto, Bachelor of Arts. Elizabeth Barrett, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Latasha Barron, Bachelor of Arts. Alexis Bartley, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Morgan Bates, Bachelor of Arts. Mary Bathgate, Bachelor of Arts. Jason Baugh, Bachelor of Arts. Lily Suzanne Boffman, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Ryan Baum, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Kathleen Bayer, Bachelor of Arts. Artavia Bean, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Brianna Beard, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Vanessa Beery, Bachelor of Arts. Joshua Beatty, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Randy Bibby, Bachelor of Arts. Rochelle Bell, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Dina Bellamy, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Robert Beloff, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jennifer Beltran, Bachelor of Arts. Laura Bembenik, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Hannah Benedichuk, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Cheyenne Benjamin, Bachelor of Arts. Brent Benvenuti, Bachelor of Arts. Alan Bergeron, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Eric Berggren, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Nicholas Bermudez, Bachelor of Arts. Lakey and Alani Bertelman, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Allison Berube, Bachelor of Arts. Philip Best, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Charles Betts, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Everett Bickford, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Laura Bicknell, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Cheryl B. Lusky, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Yusuf Bility, Bachelor of Arts. Jenny Binford, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Carrie Bird, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Michael Bittner, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kimberly and Ragnanan Blades, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Patrick Blair, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Matthew Blake, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Allison Bleakley, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kira Bleitner, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Christine Bliss, Bachelor of Arts. Callie Bloom, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Shannon Blount, Bachelor of Arts. Chelsea Bodemer, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Michelle Bogan, Bachelor of Arts. Michael Boyce, Bachelor of Arts. Erica Boyce-Venu, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Victoria Bowler, Bachelor of Arts. Brandon George Bombard, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Valerie Bonsell, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Matthew Borhoff, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Erica Bosley, Bachelor of Arts. Candice Boswell, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Christopher Bowman, Bachelor of Arts. Taylor Boyd, Bachelor of Arts. Bailey Boyer, Bachelor of Arts. Timothy Boykin, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Ashley Boyle, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Heather Bradley, Bachelor of Arts. Cameron Brafford, Bachelor of Arts. Timothy Bragton, Bachelor of Arts. Stephanie Michelle Bragg, Bachelor of Arts. Teresha Branch, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Heather Bracci, Bachelor of Arts. Leah Bro, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Marla Breziel, Bachelor of Arts. Brendan M. Braymeyer, Bachelor of Arts. Johanna Brecken, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Brittany Brewer, Bachelor of Arts. Amy Bryan, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Briggs, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Caroline Brimhall, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Samantha Breer, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Colette Briscoe, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Rachel Broadus, Bachelor of Arts. Cynthia Brody, Bachelor of Arts. Angela Brooks, Bachelor of Arts. Tanya Brooks, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Erin Brose, Bachelor of Arts. Brianna Brousseau, Bachelor of Arts. Jennifer Brown, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Joseph Brown, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Letitia Brown, Bachelor of Arts. Matthew Brown, Bachelor of Arts. Mia Brown, Bachelor of Arts. Patricia Brown, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Thomas Brood, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Kathleen Bryant, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Tashiana Bryant, Bachelor of Arts. Taylor Bryson, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Elizabeth Bubier, Bachelor of Arts. Catherine Budd, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kimberly Budge, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Rachel Budge, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Megan Bullis, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Nicholas Bunton, Bachelor of Arts. Elizabeth Birchman, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ashley Berner, Bachelor of Arts. Brooke Burns, Bachelor of Arts. Thomas Burns, Bachelor of Arts. Shaw Muriel Renee Bush, Bachelor of Arts. Tisha Bussey, Bachelor of Arts. Terry Butler, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Andrew Bidlin, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Randall Byers, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Olga Cabasa, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Arames Cabellon, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Vanessa Cabrera, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Angela Cacamo, Bachelor of Arts. Jeffrey Cadell, Bachelor of Arts. Alicia Cadwell, Bachelor of Arts. Nicholas Cairo Devlin, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Brittany Cal Williamson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Marky Calabro, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Michelle Cayley, Bachelor of Arts. LaDonna Calhoun, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Adore Calixto, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Lester Calloway, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Megan Calicote, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Joseph Campbell, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kelsey Campbell, Bachelor of Arts. Samantha Campbell, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Maria Candela, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Colin Canfield, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Andrew Canning, Bachelor of Arts. Jennifer Canning, Bachelor of Arts. Michelle Cannon, Bachelor of Arts. Timothy Capin, Bachelor of Arts. David Capuccio, Bachelor of Arts. Joshua Card, Bachelor of Arts. Jacqueline Carley, Bachelor of Arts. Caitlin Elizabeth Carmen, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Kellen Carney, Bachelor of Arts. Carly Carruthers, Bachelor of Arts. Raymond Carrillo, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Stephen Cardas, Bachelor of Arts. Chad Carter, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Emily Carter, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Catherine Carter, Bachelor of Arts. Michael Cardy, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Jacelyn Case, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Alexander Kate, Bachelor of Arts. Melissa Cather, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Gina Cavalier, Bachelor of Arts. Stacy Cave, Bachelor of Arts. Gabrielle Sellender, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Brittany Celeste, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Sonald Celestin, Bachelor of Arts. Paige Cervantes, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Amy Chambers, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Theodore Chambers, Bachelor of Arts. Timothy Chambers, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Shalia Champion, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Marcus Chapin, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Candace Charles, Bachelor of Arts. Christopher Chartier, Bachelor of Arts. Anthony Chavez, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Javier Cheverez, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Sheila Kyoto, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Adam Sibrich, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Lee Sink, Bachelor of Arts. Heather Cerrone, Bachelor of Arts. Sonia Phillips Sissoko, Bachelor of Arts. Cheryl Sidera, Bachelor of Arts. Narlin Clancy, Bachelor of Arts. Carmen Clark, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Daniel Clark, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kayla Clark, Bachelor of Arts. Brett Clark, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Tommy Clay, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Pamela Clayton, Bachelor of Arts. Chad Clute, Bachelor of Arts. Casey Copley, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Kimberly Maxine Copeland, Bachelor of Arts. Toria Coates, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Ashland Cobb, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Kwame Cobb, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Tiffany Coburn, Bachelor of Arts. Jason Coffey, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Robin Kogert, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Henry Coggin, Bachelor of Arts. Angela Collin, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Paige Collier, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Alan Collins, Bachelor of Arts. Amy Collins, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ashley Collins, Bachelor of Arts. Debbie Collins, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Lacey Collins, Bachelor of Arts. Rory Collins, Bachelor of Arts. Roberto Colon Nieves, Bachelor of Arts. Angelique Combat, Bachelor of Arts. John Comella, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Leslie Comstock-Durrell, Bachelor of Arts. Nicolette Connolly, Bachelor of Arts. Madeline Conover, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Heather Contreras, Bachelor of Arts. James Contreras, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Juan Contreras, Bachelor of Arts. Alexandra Conway, Bachelor of Arts. Patricia Cook-Cox, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Alex Cooper, Bachelor of Arts. William Corbin, Bachelor of Arts. John Cordero, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Jeffrey Core, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Monica Corney, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Allison Correa, Bachelor of Arts. Karen Correll, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kim Corsara Ray, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Christopher Corser, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Crystal Coate, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Sarah Coate, Bachelor of Arts. Isaiah Cotton, Bachelor of Arts. Brianna Coulter, Bachelor of Arts. Caitlin Cox, Bachelor of Arts. Alyssa Crawford, Bachelor of Arts. Dakota Crawford, Bachelor of Arts. Paul Crawford, Bachelor of Arts. Kimberly Creech, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Diane Elizabeth Creswick, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Kryman, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Keegan Crine, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Joshua Critchfield, Bachelor of Arts. Christopher Croft, Bachelor of Arts. Caroline Crossan, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Matthew Chrysoludis, Bachelor of Arts. Christopher Crowell, Bachelor of Arts. David Crummett, Bachelor of Arts. Nicole Marie Cruz, Bachelor of Arts. Anton Cuevas, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Matthew Carrillo, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Daniel Custins, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Adam Cherweek, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Amanda Diaconto, Bachelor of Arts. Nicholas D'Amico, Bachelor of Arts. Jenna D'Ancona, Bachelor of Arts. Anna Da Silva, Bachelor of Arts. Ryan DaCosta, Bachelor of Arts. Kevin Daniels, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Michael Daniels, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Laura Danielson Kryling, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Jordan Danilowski, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Rokiata Davies, Bachelor of Arts. Chelsea Davis, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jerome Davis, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kendall Davis, Bachelor of Arts. Laura Beth Davis, Bachelor of Arts. Danae Dawkins, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Crystal Dean, Bachelor of Arts. Selena Deanda, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kaylee DeAngelis, Bachelor of Arts. Michael DeFrancesca, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Catherine DeGilio, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Joshua Dennert, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Luis De Jesus, Bachelor of Arts. Samantha Delatorre, Bachelor of Arts. Sarah Deloach, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Annette DeLong, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kimberly DeMarchia, Bachelor of Arts. Joseph Deming, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jennifer Deos, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Amber DiRauso, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Edizio de Souza, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Paula Devons, Bachelor of Arts. Katrina Devona, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Stephanie DeWitt, Bachelor of Arts. John Dayermond, Bachelor of Arts. Jose Hector Diaz, Bachelor of Arts. Michael DeBernardo, Bachelor of Arts. Samantha Didrikson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Robin Diener, Bachelor of Arts. Victoria Dietz, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Crystal De Ganji, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Jessica DiGiacomo, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jamie Dill, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Norman Dillon, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kayla Dingus, Bachelor of Arts. Lisa Dixon, Bachelor of Arts. Haley Dobbs, Bachelor of Arts. Alexandra Dobson, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. T. Rose Doe, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Alexis Dolliver, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Daryl Doran, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Matthew Douglas, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Melanie Dover, Bachelor of Arts. Kimberly Dowd, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Cheyenne, Bachelor of Arts. Ryan Drago, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Katie Dragon, Bachelor of Arts. Cameron Drake, Bachelor of Arts. Benjamin Dubé, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Brittany Dubose, Bachelor of Arts. Blaze Dueling, Bachelor of Arts. Michelle Duggan, Bachelor of Arts. Travis Duncan, Bachelor of Arts. Ralph Dunlap, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Kian Dunn, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Cassandra Duque, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Trent Durrell, Bachelor of Arts. Holly Dye, Bachelor of Arts. Michael Dye, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Victoria Icho, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Natasha Eckelbarger, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Esperanza Eddy, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Katrina Eden, Bachelor of Arts. Amanda Edmonds, Bachelor of Arts. Amber Edwards, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kenroy Edwards, Bachelor of Arts. Oganisavwi Awarim, Bachelor of Arts. George Eldridge, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Joshua Linson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Crystal Elliott, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Abby Ellis, Bachelor of Arts. Ambra Ellis, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Kennedy Ellis, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Terrence Ellis, Bachelor of Arts. Kendall Elrod, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Vivian Elvir, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Donald Engel, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Angela Enos Irwin, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Brooke Ent, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Antonio Aramo, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Dawn Erdman, Bachelor of Arts. Samantha Etzler, Bachelor of Arts. Carolyn Evans, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jared Evans, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Yvonne Evans, Bachelor of Arts. Brianna Everhart, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. David Facenda, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Karen Fair, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jackson Finelli, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Yasmin Farhan, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Evan Farr, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. William Farrell, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Rachel Feary, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Jeremy Fierstein, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jason Fekete, Bachelor of Arts. Stephanie Fernandez, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jorge Fernandez Davila, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Stephen Ferreza, Bachelor of Arts. Jason Figueroa, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Jonathan Figueroa Izquierdo, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Julie Fischel, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Chelsea Fitzgerald, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Cody Fitzgerald, Bachelor of Arts. James Fitzgerald, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Elizabeth Flint, Bachelor of Arts. Ioana Florescu, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Robert Flowers, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ashley Floyd, Bachelor of Arts. Michael Flynn, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Laura Flight Bierfeld, Bachelor of Arts. Siobhan Foley, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Skylar Foley, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Sean Ford, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Sarah Forrest, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Angel Fort, Bachelor of Arts. Mallory Forty, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Griffin Foster, Bachelor of Arts. Tiffany Foster, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Erica Fowler, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Sherry Fowler, Bachelor of Arts. Sandra Foy, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Samuel Francis, Bachelor of Arts. Christopher Franklin, Bachelor of Arts. Melinda Franklin, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Taisha J. Franklin, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Brittany Franks, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Brandy Franksman, Bachelor of Arts. Ashley Freed, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ashley Freeman, Bachelor of Arts. Nicole Freeman, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Haley Freers, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Katarina Fries, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Wendy Fries, Bachelor of Arts. Andrea Frith, Bachelor of Arts. Erica Fritz, Bachelor of Arts. Broderick Fugger, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Heather Fuller, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. John Fullwood, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Shernita Fultz, Bachelor of Arts. Eric Fahey, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Nicholas Gachahi, Bachelor of Arts. Rajesh Bhagavi, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Shannon Gaines, Bachelor of Arts. Jose Galindez, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Cassidy Gallicchio, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Mark Gong, Bachelor of Arts. Gordon Gamble, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Hope Gamble, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Misty Gandy, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Garvalia, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Carla Garcia, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Lisa Garcia, Bachelor of Arts. Janae Garrity, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Andrea Garner, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Genesis Gaunt, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. John Janudis, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Nicole George, Bachelor of Arts. Aaron Geronimi, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Christopher Gestwender, Bachelor of Arts. David Gaioni, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Allison Gibson, Bachelor of Arts. Ashley Gibson, Bachelor of Arts. Georgia Gibson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ikea Gibson, Bachelor of Arts. Jameson Gibson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Renee Gibson, Bachelor of Arts. Roxas Gibson, Bachelor of Arts. Amber Gilbert, Bachelor of Arts. Devonia Gilder, Bachelor of Arts. Samantha Gilden, Bachelor of Arts. Alexa Giles, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Gurman Gill, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Susan Gilsdorf, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Brittany Gingerich, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jamie Cesar Giraldo Oliva, Bachelor of Arts. Lisa Jaru, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Daniel Gitchell, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Taquana Janelle Glass, Bachelor of Arts. Eric Gleason, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Kriska Miner, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Brandy Goetz, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Cynthia Marquez Gonzalez, Bachelor of Arts. Samuel Gonzalez, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Leslie Goodnight Cox, Bachelor of Arts. Ashley Goodwin, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Byron Gordon, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Charlotte Gordon, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Amber Goss, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ashley Goff, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Crystal Gould, Bachelor of Arts. Morgan Gorley, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Nancy Gove, Bachelor of Arts. Lydia Graham, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Edgar Granados, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Michael Granville, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Chelsea Gray, Bachelor of Arts. Dakota Chaplin, Bachelor of Arts. Anthony Grayson, Bachelor of Arts. Anthony Green, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Paige Green, Bachelor of Arts. Stephen Greer, Bachelor of Arts. Sullivan Gregoire, Bachelor of Arts. Richard Gregorsick, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Ivy Gresham, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Mackenzie Gray, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Alyssa C. Griffin, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Lauren Groom, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Gary Grulich, Bachelor of Arts. Daniel Guerrero, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Sydney Gunn, Bachelor of Arts. Kirsten Hakinson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Heather Hackling, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Richard Hauser, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Meredith Hafley, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Joel Hafner, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Michael Higgins, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Haley, Bachelor of Arts. Jayla Hall, Bachelor of Arts. Megan Hall, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Tyler Hall, Bachelor of Arts. Gary Halpin, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Blair Hamelink, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Aaron Hamilton, Bachelor of Arts. Tyler Hamilton, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Michael Hammondtree, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Melanie Hanlon, Bachelor of Arts. Megan Hannon, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Carlos Hansen, Bachelor of Arts. Valerie Hansen, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Monique Harding, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Natasha Hart, Bachelor of Arts. Caitlin Harlan, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Drew Harmon, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Faith Harris, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Karina Harris, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Lakeisha Harris, Bachelor of Arts. Ashley Harrison, Bachelor of Arts. Milan Harrison, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Tony Hart, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Melissa Hartwick, Bachelor of Arts. Megan Hartz, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Amber Hathaway, Bachelor of Arts. Stephanie Hatton, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Lena Hoschild, Bachelor of Arts. Matthew Hayes, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Stormy Headley, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Daniel Hurd, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Amy Heath, Bachelor of Arts. Brian Heath, Bachelor of Arts. Lindsay Heidemann, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Meloni Hikia, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Shanna Hellman, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Ashley Henderson, Bachelor of Arts. Ashley Henderson, Bachelor of Arts. Joseph Henley, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Kelsey Henricks, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Luri Enriquez Cruz, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Brenda Hernandez, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. John Hernandez, Bachelor of Arts. Michaela Herrera, Bachelor of Arts. William Hester, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jake Hibbard, Bachelor of Arts. Eric Hibbs, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Cheyenne Higa, Bachelor of Arts. Rebecca Higby, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Natalia Heil, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Gregory Hill, Bachelor of Arts. John Hill, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Malia Hilliard, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Edward Hillman, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Aaliyah Hines, Bachelor of Arts. Jennifer Hinman, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Sabrina Hinojosa, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. John Hinson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Karen Williams Hicks, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Geraldine Hickson, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Austin Hodes, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Derek Hodge, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Joshua Hoffman, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Brian Home, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Denise Hondorf, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Fatima Honore, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Gilbert Hansvik, Bachelor of Arts. Brandon Hulhan, Bachelor of Arts. Christina Horn, Bachelor of Arts. Beth Hoselton, Bachelor of Arts. Katie Hoskins, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Larissa Hostetter, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ruder Wash Ho, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Amber Howard, Bachelor of Arts. Samantha Hoyt, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Christina Hercuna, Bachelor of Arts. Candace Hubener, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ashley Hudson, Bachelor of Arts. Richard Hudson, Bachelor of Arts. Levi Huerta, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. T. Erica Huff, Bachelor of Arts. Christopher Hughes, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jordan Hughes, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Lori Hughes, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Michelle Leontine Hughes, Bachelor of Arts. Michelle Hughes, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Syria Hughes, Bachelor of Arts. Sean Hulse, Bachelor of Arts. Olivia Honeycutt, Bachelor of Arts. Johnny Hunt, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Philip Hunt, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Heather Hunter, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Carl Hunter, Bachelor of Arts. Tiffany Hutchinson, Bachelor of Arts. Benjamin Huynh, Bachelor of Arts. Ellen Hyde, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Cindy Ibarra, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Wesley Ireland, Bachelor of Arts. Sarah Irvine, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Carlton Isaacson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. William K. Isabel, Bachelor of Arts. Amo Bamadil Isabor, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Eric Ives, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Catherine Ivy, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Jamar Izzard, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Catherine Jackson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Phoebe Jackson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Taylor Jackson, Bachelor of Arts. Stephanie Jamber-Trisket, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Alina James, Bachelor of Arts. Patty James, Bachelor of Arts. Sarah Jameson, Bachelor of Arts. John Jankovic, Bachelor of Arts. Aaron Jarvis, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Amy Jasper, Bachelor of Arts. Nichelle Jefferson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jalene Jemmett, Bachelor of Arts. Aaliyah Jennings, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Lisa Jennings, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Nancy Jensick, Bachelor of Arts. Chase Jeter, Bachelor of Arts. Jacqueline Jukes, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jerica Jimenez, Bachelor of Arts. Megan Jimenez, Bachelor of Arts. Alexis Joannou, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Alexis Johns, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Andrea Johnson, Bachelor of Arts. Connor Johnson, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Corey Johnson, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Darkle Johnson, Bachelor of Arts. Katie Johnson, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Marcel Laus Johnson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Mark Johnson, Bachelor of Arts. Sarah Johnson, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Scott Johnson, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Serenity Johnson, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Shane Johnson, Bachelor of Arts. Hallie Johnstone, Bachelor of Arts. Benjamin Jones, Bachelor of Arts. Devin Jones, Bachelor of Arts. Caitlin Jones, Bachelor of Arts. Kimisha Jones, Bachelor of Arts. Meredith Jones, Bachelor of Arts. Racine Jordan, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Rachel Jorgensen, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Vijay Joshi, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Omar Judah, Bachelor of Arts. Carrie Hugovich, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kathy Young, Bachelor of Arts. Jessica Cabas, Bachelor of Arts. Lakshmi Kudley, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Victoria Cadden, Bachelor of Arts. Chris Canaza, Bachelor of Arts. Heather Cantred, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Bridget Cascio, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Casper, Bachelor of Arts. Camille Caulfield, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Jennifer Koch, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Sheridan Kearns, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Madison Kebertle, Bachelor of Arts. William Keegan, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Alexis Kelleher, Bachelor of Arts. Caleb Kelly, Bachelor of Arts. Margot Kelly, Bachelor of Arts. Amber Kennedy, Bachelor of Arts. Crystal Kern, Bachelor of Arts. Erica Camus, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Shireza Khan, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Haley Keast, Bachelor of Arts. Brittany Kinder, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Abigail King, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Kathleen King, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Colin Kinsey, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Talia Kircher, Bachelor of Arts. Rachel Kiss, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Dean Kistner, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Ashley Clawman, Bachelor of Arts. Brandy Klein, Bachelor of Arts. Lauren Klimp, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Allison Klongland, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Benjamin Neeland, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Alexis Knight, Bachelor of Arts. Jared Knorr, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Katarina Knuff, Bachelor of Arts, cum laude. Emily Koch, Bachelor of Arts. Petrika Coco, Bachelor of Arts. Leah Kornacki, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Ryan Korzavinsky, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Marianne Koss, Bachelor of Arts. Elisa Krasnianska, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Robin Kraus, Bachelor of Arts. Lisa Krebs, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude. Kevin Kuhn, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Heather Kukas, Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude. Brienne Kuklinski, Bachelor of Arts. Alizia Kupsik, Bachelor of Arts. Shmuel Kurtz, Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude.
Congratulations to the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University. On behalf of the Alumni Board of Directors, I am honored to officially welcome you into the SNHU Alumni Association. Today, more than 156,000 SNHU alumni around the world congratulate you on your success and hope you will be an active part of our global SNHU community. At this time, if you are one of our learners who has earned an associate's or bachelor's degree, I invite you to participate in the ceremonial tradition of moving your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. As you go forth today, always remember the university's motto, Summa Optimaque, in English, the greatest and the best. And indeed, you are. Congratulations again.